Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of our Smart Investing weekly stock analysis. Where again we look at companies that are trending in the news, see if maybe they had a big fall, maybe find out if it's a great buying opportunity, or again maybe it's a trap and one that you should avoid. This week, kind of looking at a company that, gosh, has really struggled as of late, and that's going to be Peloton. Peloton's fallen, gosh, close to 80% from its high. Not been a good thing for shareholders in this company, to say the least. But as always, if you find this video intriguing, be sure to hit that subscribe button below. So again, you can get informed about our future Smart Investing weekly stock analysis videos. Now, before I get into Peloton stock, I did want to address a little bit about inflation. I know inflation is a big concern for a lot of investors. I mean, we saw the CPI come out today at 6.8%, the highest since we've seen since 1982. I mean, that is a long time ago, and a lot of investors, I think, forget exactly how inflation can impact a portfolio. I do want to remind investors what we believe here at Wilsey Asset Management. A great inflation hedge is going to be good, sound equities. Now, is Peloton one of those? I'm not sure. I'll break down the numbers for you. But good, sound equities can be a great inflation hedge, because what is inflation? It's the rising cost of goods and services. So as the cost of goods and services increases, who's a benefactor of that? The companies in the long term. And don't get me wrong, short term, those stocks can go down, but long term, shareholders, again, will benefit from those rising costs of goods and services. So be patient with the right equities, avoid the wrong equities as well. Let's talk more about Peloton. As I said, though, a huge decline for the stock. We know they've just been under immense scrutiny in regard to different things as well. The stock has just not performed well as of late, and it just seems like there's more and more problems that come out with this company. I mean, we saw the lawsuits earlier this year, the concerns over the treadmill kind of causing some deaths, unfortunately, some recalls for the business. We saw a class action lawsuit come out for Peloton as well, as investors are saying they're kind of misled by management about how the company was going to do after the pandemic and how they were going to continue to grow outside of the pandemic. And I got to say, I was quite surprised when management was so optimistic during COVID. I mean, that was a prime time for the company. I know myself, I would never use a Peloton. I hate biking. I don't care how cool it is. I just don't like that for a workout. But I saw the demand for people to try and get an at-home workout. I don't see what the company was thinking when during COVID, when we were going to have gyms reopening and people getting back together to do group classes, group fitness classes. I don't see how they thought that was going to be a big benefit to them as they move forward. And we're seeing that really have a big impact on the stock now. I mean, gosh, it's gotten so bad. I saw that Sex and the City had just that new reboot. And gosh, not a good ad for Peloton there as well. They even poked, I don't want to say fun at it, but they had an unfortunate case where the gentleman died on the Peloton. It just, nothing is going right for Peloton stock right now. And that's why you've seen this huge collapse. Now, with that, oftentimes, hey, maybe the stock's down 80%. We are value investors here. Generally, a large decline in the stock, we might be able to find good value. Let's take a look at the numbers for the business. Let's take a look at Peloton stock once again. Ticker symbol here is PTON. We want to take a look at the fundamentals, as always, before we jump in and buy a stock to see if there's a good value opportunity. So with that, we'll look at the numbers here. You can see again, it's in the leisure category. Short percentage of float, quite high here, actually, 11%. It looks like there may be even more concern for the stock from institutional ownership, as they think the stock could go even lower. Institutional ownership, about 85%. No price to earnings multiple here for Peloton. Price to sales, that actually looks quite strong at 2.8, below the industry average of 3.7. Price to book value, however, at 8.4, well above the industry average of 4.5. No price to cash flow. That's a disappointment. I'd like to see this company have cash flow. They might not have earnings for accounting reasons, but gosh, cash flow is a huge item that I like to see in businesses I own. Earnings per share, nothing there because, well, there's been no earnings. So you can't have earnings growth if it's been negative. Sales over the last 1 year, well, that is up 72.7% over the last 5 years. Nothing there again. Very curious, though, to see how do sales continue to improve as we go forward. We knew they've had this huge spike from COVID, but what is going to happen in 2022 and beyond? I again believe that demand pull forward occurred during COVID as more and more people bought bikes, and it could, in my opinion, just be a workout fad, as we've seen many other workout fads occur throughout our lifetimes here. No dividend for Peloton. Looking at the balance sheet, current ratio, that's quite strong at 2. They have plenty of liquidity. Debt to equity, though, that's getting a little bit high at 110%. Not something I'd worry about just yet, but again, without cash flow, without earnings, are they going to have to tap debt markets? I do know they did an equity offering not too long ago to kind of raise capital. I'm not sure if that's reflected just yet in the balance sheet, but I don't like when companies have to tap the debt market when their debts are already high, or have to tap the equity market, as it dilutes the current shareholders and their portion of the future earnings. So I'd be cautious of those two items. Looking at days inventory, 172.2, above the industry average of 99.8. I like to see that number lower. Day sales outstanding at 7.3. That is strong, as it's below the industry average of 39.6. Looking at the return on equity, again, nothing there, as there is no earnings. Return on invested capital, also a negative. Now, here's where I was talking about the terrible results that shareholders have seen. The current price here, $38.51. See here, the 52-week high, well, that's $171.09. I did see the stock did hit a low today as the troubles continue to occur for Peloton stock. Now let's look forward based off the estimates for Peloton stock. Again, there you can see down 5.4% again. I don't think all of that came from Sex and the City in the episode that occurred yesterday, but I do think there has been other pressures for Peloton investors. But looking out to June 2023, you can see, again, no estimated earnings. You can see it is coming off that low from 2022, and it is increasing, but gosh, just scrolling down here, you can see this analyst over here doesn't anticipate growth, not growth, but positive earnings until 2026. I mean, this is just a company. I know some people, as I said, love the bikes, but gosh, I just can't love the stock here, even with the huge decline. I think there could be more problems on the horizon, or maybe the stock just goes nowhere. With that, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did find it informative, you kind of like the way we break down stocks, fundamental analysis, again, a huge thing when you are looking at investing, be sure to subscribe below. Or if you'd like more information, you can visit our website, smartinvesting2000.com. Again, that's smartinvesting2000.com. And as a reminder, this video is just for informational purposes. It should not be used as financial advice. Thanks for the time, and we'll see you here soon.